This patio was installed 3 years ago next to this crabapple, and it's showing signs of stress now. It's taken 3 years to show. So when they installed this patio, they built this wall, which is customary. Nice sitting wall. Problem is they did it within about 2 feet of the base of this crabapple. More than likely, they either cut major roots and didn't do it cleanly, or they compacted the area for the footer, because when you install one of these walls, you have to build what's called a footer, and it's got to be pretty solid, and basically the footer is the base for that wall, because you don't want that wall to sink. And typically it goes down as much as 2 feet into the ground. So 2 feet below the flare of this tree, there are definitely roots that were impacted. So again, either they were cut, or they were ripped out, or they ran a compactor and just took all the pore space out of the soil. One way or another, the tree's been impacted. So at least in the beginning, when the design was made, someone like us could have came out with the Airspade, which is the tool of choice for today, and did some pneumatic soil excavation. We could have removed, gently removed the soil, exposing the roots, and then figured out what roots were what, where they were going, and made a determination as to what could be cut and how to handle the whole situation. So the plan could have been, cut the roots, do some aeration out here into the lawn, out to the drip line, and kind of get the tree prepared for this onslaught if the homeowner decided that they definitely wanted to go ahead and proceed with the project. We could have just kind of got the tree prepped for this stress that it was about to undergo. So now we're coming in after the damage is starting to show, and we're hoping we can turn it around, because this crabapple adds a lot of benefit to their patio, so they can't imagine losing it. And it's a nice crabapple. It's got a great shape to it. It's been somewhat taken care of over the years as far as pruning, so it's a good quality specimen of a tree. So that's the deal. Man, it's like beating a drum, or beating a dead horse, I guess is what they say. These kinds of things are so simple, and we really want to work with people who do these hardscape installations. This is a really nice job. Beautiful patio. It hasn't sunk. It looks like it had, great design to it. But, we could have came in and we could have helped, because the patio's been installed, the job's been paid for, the company's long gone, and now the impacts to the existing green space around it is being felt. And the homeowner is really unhappy. They love the patio, but they'd love it more if this tree wasn't gone. So we're also going to end up doing some Cambistat treatment, growth regulator, to try to promote some more fine root growth to rejuvenate the tree, and at the same time kind of slow it down a little bit, so it's not pulling, needing to pull so many resources. Unfortunately, I got a feeling that all that right there is all going to have to get pruned out, and it's going to leave a little bit of a hole, because it's going to be pretty sad if we got to take out all of that. But hopefully that won't be the case. So we're going to do everything that we can. This whole side of the tree looks great, nice and full. I feel really good about it, but I don't feel good about this situation even happened, because it just tells me that it's my fault. You're gonna say, why is it your fault? It's my fault because I need to do a better job of somehow promoting to the hardscaping industry, the landscaping industry, and the arboricultural industry, that some forward pre-planning and pre-thinking can go a long way. And the way I look at it, it's the win-win. A hardscaper, so if you're installing all this stuff and you're a landscaper / hardscaper and putting in these kinds of jobs as your specialty, man, you can really raise your level in the business by saying, listen, not only do we install this kind of work and do this kind of work, but we also are a company that cares about your existing green space. That's the terminology I use, because this is true. This is existing green space. So you could actually market that way and say, hey, we do great work. Take a look at our patios, take a look at our retaining walls, but not beyond that, we also care about everything that's in the area. We want your backyard oasis to be, spectacular and beautiful, so we're going to protect everything around it. And then you get a hold of an arborist. But the thing with that is, not all arborists do what we're doing. Most people think of arborists and arboriculture as people hanging from ropes, climbing, big trees, like this big locust behind us, or that giant silver maple. And just like being a doctor, arboriculture has all different kinds of specialties to it. So, our specialty is more plant health care, disease, pest control, management, and even deeper than that is using the Airspade as a method of plant health care. So I'm sure you guys know Adrian. You've seen Adrian in a couple of videos. He spits all his knowledge in Spanish, so this way we get it both ways, English and Spanish. My Spanish is not very good, so his is perfect, and he cares about this. This is not a job for Adrian. It's a profession. He's chosen to do this, to make this his career for life. Adrian's a certified arborist. He's a Tree Care Industry Association certified tree safety professional. He has a qualification called tree risk assessment. There's only I have it too. There's only 6,000 of us in the world, roughly, as of last October, that have that kind of qualification. I'm on my way to becoming a board certified master arborist. Adrian's got a few years to go before he can even qualify to take that test. But more than likely he'll be going in that direction too. So like I said, arboriculture has a lot of different facets to it, just like being a doctor. So using that Airspade, plant health care, doing this kind of stuff I talked about, mitigating problems with the patio installation, that's one part of it. So when you're thinking about a career in arboriculture, or if you're a landscaper doing this kind of work, you got to look for the right kind of people to work with. So I hope these videos are helping. I'm getting a lot of positive feedback, and I do appreciate that, and I'll keep them coming. I don't want to make them super long, because I don't like to watch super long shit. After a while it gets redundant, but it's kind of hard, you're not running off a script. It's just coming, off the dome, and I want to promote or supply good information. So anyway, I hope that helps. What we're doing is a niche kind of work. Using this Airspade and doing all this stuff that we're going to do around the bottom of the tree. It is a niche. Every day I go out and I don't see a whole lot of tree companies pulling air compressors behind them. So it's an investment. Air compressor and the whole setup we have, it's like 30 grand, man. Plus you got to have the knowledge to know what to do with it once you get it. And there's just not a lot of people that do it. They don't know how to sell it. So bottom line is, we want to fill that void in the industry and be able to supply that need to anyone who requires it.